Hello, my name is Silas McCulfor. I'm one of the organizers of this rally with a group called Advocates for Justice. Now, in 1784, 24-year-old member of Parliament William Wilberforce met a man named James Ramsey, who was a ship's surgeon who had been on slave ships and seen plantations. And James Ramsey told Wilberforce what he had seen. He told Wilberforce of the horrors of the slave trade. So what did Wilberforce do with this? Well, not really anything. He listened to Ramsey speak, and he was no doubt horrified by what was happening. But it wasn't until 3 years later, when he was converted, that he realized that he needed to do something about it. It wasn't until he was converted that he took a stand against the slave trade. So Wilberforce was again provided with first-hand evidence of the horrors of the slave trade by his friend William Clarkson and many others, leading abolitionists in his day. So from this time on, he poured his life into the abolition of the slave trade. When he saw, for the second time, when he saw the horrors of the slave trade, he committed his life to ending it, and eventually he was able to lead the fight to get the abolition of the slave trade passed. So today, I want to provide you with some first-hand evidence of the horrors of abortion. I want you to look at that baby. I want you to remember. I want you to remember this image. Remember what abortion does to an innocent human being. Remember that precious little face of that baby who was ripped apart before he was even born. Folks, when you see images like that, it's hard to believe that it's real. But this is happening. This is happening almost 3,000 times in our country every day. Let it sink in. Let this affect you. When you see an image like this, you should feel sad. You should be moved to tears. When you see an image like this, you should be angry. Any normal person should have negative feelings and negative emotions about this picture. And don't suppress those. I want you to look and remember and feel. We need to understand how bad abortion is before we can take a stand against it. So I remember I got started in the pro-life movement at around age 10 when my friends took me to the abortion clinic in Fort Wayne, which is now shut down. But I remember standing there on the sidewalk or on the grass in front of the building and thinking that just 100 feet away, babies were being ripped apart. Just a few short steps from where I was standing, behind closed doors, this was being done to preborn babies. And after that day, I knew that I couldn't stay home the next week. It wasn't so much that I felt like I had to be there, but I just didn't know how I could not be there. Because I finally realized what abortion really is. So I want you to have that realization today also. I want you to not forget this image. And I want you to stand up against abortion. So I'm here to tell you that you can do something against abortion. And I don't like those vague inspirational speeches because it's hard to know what to do. So I've got some very practical things that you can do to combat abortion. So first of all, when you're faced with this type of a task, it can seem quite daunting. But you don't have to take it all on at once. Just start small. You don't have to run for Congress, or you don't have to start an organization right away, but for goodness sake, do what you can do. Start out small. So it's important that we're not daunted by the size of this task, but that we take the open doors of opportunity that we can take. So there are little things that we can do, and they will lead to more things. But start out by just doing what you can. So, a few things that anyone can do to fight abortion. We need, each of us, to pray every single day for an end to abortion. Now, this is something that so many people talk about, but it's really very easy to forget to pray every day for an end to abortion. And you just got to do what you got to do. I have a reminder on my phone that goes off every night because I forget. But just do what you have to do so you remember to pray against abortion. The second thing that you can do is to educate yourself. It's important that we understand what this battle is. It's important that we know that this is what happens to the preborn in abortion. So you need to know what abortion is and how to argue against it, because some of your friends and some of your family probably are in support of abortion. Some of them have had abortions. And we need to know how to graciously and lovingly make a case for the unborn, make a case against abortion. So educate yourself so you are ready to speak with friends and family on this. Number 4, this one is quite simple, and I hope you are all doing this already, but just vote pro-life. This is, I would argue, the most important issue of our country right now. So we need to make sure we're voting for political candidates who will protect the unborn. And parents, teach your kids. Sometimes parents are busy parenting, but if you can teach your kids what abortion is, teach them how to argue against abortion, then they will go out and continue the fight for you. I was just told today that there's a group outside this Planned Parenthood every Monday from 9 in the morning till 11. They're asking for people to come out and pray with them. So join them Mondays from 9 to 11 on the grass outside here and help them pray for an end to abortion. Okay, now for high school and college kids, you have an amazing opportunity. There are things that high school and college kids can do that just aren't really available to other people. You're in a time in your life where you've got more time, even if you think you don't, you do. You have more time, and there's plenty of organizations that are just jumping to have you help them out. So you can go on a justice ride, which is with the organization Created Equal. It's a week-long trip full of outreach, and it's just a week of pro-life activism. And I've been on them, and they're amazing. So you need to sign up for that. That will be March 4 through 11. It's called a Justice Ride. In July, the 7th and the 8th, you can go to Allen County Right to Life's pro-life boot camp. It's called Life Defenders. Make sure you sign up for this event and go and learn about how to argue against abortion. And thirdly, My organization, Advocates for Justice, is always looking for high school and college kids to help us with outreaches. We do an outreach almost every week. So if you get in contact with me or Elizabeth Nelson, or message us through our Facebook page, Advocates for Justice, we'll get you in contact with how you can help out. So I encourage you, you've seen the image, you've seen what abortion is. And you've seen that some tools that you can do, and that is by far not the total list. There's many things you can do to fight abortion, and you just need to get creative and pray and ask God that He would help you find ways that you can help out. Now, today we have a very special opportunity. We're witnessing to all of Fort Wayne that we do not approve of Planned Parenthood, and we want it to be defunded. But also, right at the end, before we have our closing prayer, we have these signs. We'll be holding these up along with one of those Defund Planned Parenthood signs. We're going to take a picture of the whole group holding these signs asking Senator Donnelly, defund Planned Parenthood. And we're going to send these pictures to our senators and representatives to show them that we are behind them and we support them defunding Planned Parenthood.